Hey, welcome to the coffee shop. Annie here with Just Be Free Life Coaching, justbefreelifecoaching.com. And I do have my coffee. I saved a cup so that I could record, and I all of a sudden have itches on my face and my nose. Every time I turn on the recorder, my nose always itches. Just saying. I actually have a very beautiful sunrise today. I don't know if I can turn it so you can see it a little bit. And my little hummingbird feeders out there. I love watching them come. I'm sad that the season of hummingbirds is slowly coming to an end. They'll be going south for the winter. It feels very much like autumn today. I don't have the pumpkin spice in my coffee cup. I just have plain regular donut shop, Walmart, good value, great value brand. But actually, they hadn't had the canister for quite a while for the donut shop one. I'm so glad that they have it back now because it actually is one of my favorites. I broke the water container to my coffee pot, so I'm going to apply some Gorilla Glue to it so that the water doesn't leak out. I was able to wash the floor last night because I got water all over the floor. Quite a day. Quite a day. How have you been? What have you been up to? Talk with me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. As promised last week, I said I would be working on my Toastmasters speeches, and I have a speech coming up on Monday. My speech consists of being able to pick, there's that it sneaks in all the time. That's what I'm working on, is not saying that word. The speech will consist of having a smorgasbord of things to choose from, just like going to Golden Corral. What other type of things is there? Oh, a potluck. Life is very similar to a potluck in that there's always so much to choose from. Right now, I have a plate full of dessert, meaning that a lot of things in my life is very rich, very sweet, very tasty, and I'm enjoying it. And what happens though when you have too many sweets? First of all, I get comatose and I get tired and not choosing the better sweets. Like fruit is sweet. So I've got to be careful on the type of things that I pick. Now, especially since I have added a part-time flexible job, but while learning the job, I have to spend more time there, and it takes up a big chunk of my day. I knew that that was going to happen, and I knew I was going to have to prioritize and rearrange my weeks, making sure that my other priorities in my life fit on my plate. I don't have that big plate. I don't have a big plate. I think I do. Sometimes my stomach is bigger or my eyes are bigger than my stomach, and sometimes my eyes are bigger than my plate. My day is what I want to cram in my day. It doesn't fit. So distinguishing between what I want and what God has planned, because God has planned my day, and getting on the same page with Him. That's what needs to be important. I did not work on the outline of my speech earlier in the week because I went to the potluck and picked out all these things thinking that I could have more on my plate than I really can, honestly. that sometimes is hard, isn't it? So how do I approach the potluck? How do you approach the potluck? Of all the activities that we can get involved in, they can be good choices. I'm not saying that they're not. My granddaughter, to me, is a great choice. Exercising is a great choice. Having a job, not so sure on that one. I do enjoy it though. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy this job. It is the time of my season because I don't believe in retirement. I believe that, like Moses, he didn't get to retire until he was 140 years old. I don't have a retirement age either. I am enjoying what I'm doing. I enjoy where I'm working. I think it's where I'm working more than anything. And so it makes any kind of tedious job and learning a tedious job. And tedious, I mean, it's data entry, which is repetitive. And that, in a sense, can be good because I need repetitiveness sometimes in my life. Having joy in the mundane. I didn't always see that when I was raising my kids. Looking back, that kind of makes me sad. So I try not to look back on that. However, I'd like to give moms warnings that those mundane, tedious things done unto the Lord is a good thing. Anyway, that was kind of a digress. So what kind of good things do you have before you on your potluck for the day that there's a lot? I went to a women's ladies aid, it's Lutheran Women's Missionary League. They had a potluck. Oh, it was so good to have yummy food because I don't cook much at all anymore. So I went up twice. Sometimes I feel like that's what I try to do with my day. I try to go up twice. Well, guess what? The day is done. When the 24 hours is over, that day marked in time in history, it's done. It's over. Have I done what God had intended me to do for that day? So I don't do a lot of pre-work and evaluation, learning all this. Marve, my coach, would be proud in a sense because she has done this all along. We're working on 10 years of coaching together. And let me tell you, she's an awesome coach. She is an awesome coach. She has stayed with me in my ups and downs, all or nothing, black and white thinking, working through all that. I'm still learning. We'll always still be learning. So as I look at my day today, there's so many good things to choose from. The Lord has planned it out. He already has divine appointments, what I call divine appointments. I don't know what you might be calling them, but he has divine appointments already set aside for me, and to make sure that I utilize the time that he has given to me, and I tell the generations to come of his great glory and how he works ahead. For instance, this is one neat thing. So I was doing my training with my boss, and I had, previous to us talking, I had signed up for a webinar, a live webinar, so that I can learn this program that she is teaching me, that I'll eventually be doing my job from, the data entry. I signed up for one of the webinars. We are getting done. So fast forward, we are getting done. She and I are getting done with our training for that day yesterday. And she said, this is what we're going to work on tomorrow. And I said, oh, just a minute, let me look. I signed up for a webinar that's 30 minutes long on that exact topic. Would you like to schedule our time together before or after that webinar? And so it was cool because, to me, maybe I'm making a judgment, but I feel like God, He has ordered my steps. And when I follow Him, when I walk in His ways, things fall into place. Are they always that direct? Sometimes not. I don't know. I just know that I'm learning to trust Him more and not being stressed about things when my plan doesn't work. That, hey, there could be several reasons. Maybe I picked too much on the potluck table. Maybe I had too many desserts. Maybe I had too many yummy salads. Oh, by the way, at that potluck, they had yummy salads that could have been dessert. It was scrumptious. Anyway, digressing again. I've got to work on that speech, to be honest with you. It is Monday. It has something to do with plates. I am on the virtual side. I would like, if I were doing this speech in person, I would probably have 3 different sizes of plates. And there's the one small plate that hardly anything can fit on. That would be the being slothful. And then I'd have the very big plate where my eyes are too big or I put too much on my plate. And then I would have the size that is just right and trying to find the place right there, which is what I'm trying to do right now with my schedule, on trying to figure out how to best utilize the time I'm given and still have margins and flexibility, so when God has a plan, that I'm not so locked into my plan that I get that all or nothing feeling. I don't know if you can relate. I don't even know if I just made sense. I hope I did, because that's what my speech is going to be on Monday. However, I will be evaluated on my speech, and then I get to give the speech again and use the evaluation of my evaluator from previous, use the suggestions that they give for improvement to give the same speech the following week, and to see if I took in what I needed to improve on. Anyway, that being said, I hope you're having a great day. I want to give a shout out to Anna. I am so glad that you are my number 1 follower fan. I don't know why, but we've known each other for a long time. We are working on, oh my gosh, 32 years? Really? Time has flown. Our kids are grown. And so, yeah, shout out to you, Anna. And hey, you're the best grandma ever as well. Annie here with Just Be Free Life Coaching, justbefreelifecoaching.com. Have a great week, and I will see you on the road for the commuting chat. Talk to you later. Thanks for joining me at the coffee shop for Thursday Thoughts.